being stolen from the office of his longtime personal physician. The press secretary said it's standard procedure for the White House medical unit to possession of a new president's medical records. Facebook is rolling out a new privacy control feature. CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced the Clear History feature at the company's F8 developer conference in San Jose today. Zuckerberg said the feature will allow users to flush their history whenever they want. A wildfire in north central Arizona is exploding.
The fire has now charred more than 11,000 acres, and it's still 0% contained. The fire started a few days ago, but the cause remains unknown. Fire officials say the low humidity and high winds in the area are making firefighting efforts difficult and causing the fire to eat all the dry vegetation in the area. Structures have been destroyed, and evacuation orders are in place, but some folks say they'll stay no matter what to protect their homes. Jason Campidonia, NBC News Radio.
The upcoming summit meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is likely to take place in the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. Trump raised the possibility during a news conference this week, and CNN says the North Korean leader has given it a thumbs up. No date has been set for the historic summit, but Trump said it could happen in 3 to 4 weeks. Stocks are closing mixed on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average extended its losing streak to a third straight day, but gains in the tech sector helped to lift the
Parsippany. And I'd like to tell you about how SCG can help advertisers reach their potential customers in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world. There are so many options, from all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience.
Well,
at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating their message across the entire media.
What was that guy's name who won the tickets? What was his name? I forgot.
James and Edison. James and Edison.
James and Edison.
So learn more about SCG advertising and public relations by visiting scgadv.com. That's scgadv.com. We'll help you and your potential customers, all of them.
Being featured for the first time ever on WCTC.com's Dining Deals. It's PJ Cavanaugh's Irish Pub and Grill at 195 Davidson Avenue in Somerset. They've been on my show numerous times over the years. They've cooked for me. They've cooked for my guests. And it's time that you discovered PJ Cavanaugh's and what an amazing
it's time you discovered.
Signature dishes, the award-winning wings, a half-pound barnyard burger that you have to see to believe, grilled steak and shrimp, white and black pudding, roasted tomato, mushrooms, baked beans, and so much more. And the ideal place, of course, is PJ Cavanaugh's.
Keep going to move my hair. I don't have any hair.
Dollars in back taxes. You've called every tax firm out there. They all say the same thing, making promises they never keep, and you're sick of it. What you really need is a new start on your back taxes. If you're faced with garnishments, levies, audits, or years of unfiled tax returns, we'll fight to get you the new start you deserve.
We're frozen here.
1-800-799-2745. Our New Start program will stop collection efforts, remove any liens the IRS has in place, and help you reduce your back taxes by as much as 80%. That's right, 80%. Don't wait until another tax season ends and another year of penalties and interest are added to your balance. If you owe at least $10,000 to the IRS and need a new start on your back taxes, call 1-800-799-2745. That's 1-800-799-2745. Let the professionals at Coast One Financial Group fight to get you the new start you deserve. Again, that's 1-800-799-2745.
Penalties and gratuities. We and our sponsors reserve the right to use photos, voice recordings, and images and likenesses of winners and contestants for advertising and promotional purposes. Copies of complete contest rules and a list of winners are available during regular business hours at our studios, 78 Lawrence Avenue, Somerset, New Jersey. All federal, state, and local laws and regulations apply.
Checking WCTC traffic at the 6 o'clock hour, sponsored by the Maddie's Fund, Humane Society, and the Council. The parkway still slow northbound side to the Cody Lake area. Again, at exit 136 up towards exit 141. Just before exit 141, an accident has just been cleared. So some slowdowns on 287 southbound, exit 9 is stop and go. And an accident 27 south approaching Van Dyke Avenue in Brunswick. Shelter pets are amazing pets. The only way to find out how truly amazing they are is to be one. So visit shelterpetproject.org today and adopt. 80 degrees. WCTC traffic watch.
Now the 1450 WCTC forecast. A nice night for tonight under clear skies, cool, comfortable for the overnight hours as we get down to 50 degrees in the WCTC.
We won the family 4-pack to the Somerset Patriots. And as Dave corrected me, I said that they're at Long Island tonight. They're not. They're home. So around, we've got Nashville and Winnipeg all tied up at 1. That's a real good series. We've got Vegas and San Jose. They're both tied up at 1. We got Tampa Bay and Boston both tied up at 1. And how about that? The Washington Capitals finally beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're tied up at 1. So that's a look at the NHL. If you can get in front of your television and take a look at some of these NHL playoffs. And remember, I told you, all of these games are going to be low scoring, lots of checking. So that's what's happening. The grind becomes grindier, so to speak, in the NHL second round. And it's tough to win games. And these teams at this point of the season are playing well. So very interesting. And we'll follow that the rest of the way in the NHL, even though the Devils are out of it. All right, let me give you the goods and the bads of high school sports around in New Jersey. Let's start off with the top. We're going to go with the top 10 teams of girls lacrosse across the state. So we'll start with the private school coming into the 1 spot. And again, a lot of northern teams in the state of Jersey in the top lacrosse for boys and girls. Another great story out of New Jersey is they call it Don to get that amount of wins, 700 some odd wins. That's a lot of wins, and kudos to him. Congratulations. Now, here's the bad part of things, and you hate to hear this. You've got the protocol, the administration. I call it disgusting. I can't believe that goes on, and I can't believe it goes on in high school sports. Unbelievable. I got to tell you, I will try to get that woman on the show on Thursday night on our sister station. Not acceptable. We'll see if she takes my phone call and see if we can get her on the show. That's very disturbing. Unbelievable what goes on. So anyway, real quickly, as you know, we're taking you all the way to Somerset Patriot Baseball, and I wanted to read you the teams in the Atlantic Division, Atlantic League. And what's interesting is there's former major leaguers on a lot of these teams, and the beauty of it is there's always MLB scouts at these games. And the beauty is if they like a player, they don't have to make a trade with another organization. They can just sign these guys as free agents, and you never know. You get lightning out of a bottle with some of these players. So you've got the Long Island Ducks. They're out of Bethpage, Long Island. You've got the New Britain Bees. They're from New Britain, Connecticut. You got Lancaster. That's the Lancaster Barnstormers. Ooh, I like that name. We've got, and they're out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You've got the Blue Crabs. They are out of Maryland somewhere, probably not too far away in Maryland. You've got the a league-operated team, which is I can't even read what this team is. They only gave the logo, not the name of the team. That's interesting. It's RW something. I don't know what that is. I have to look at it. Obviously, we've got the Patriots right down the road here, and we are the flagship station of the Somerset Patriots. We've got the Skeeters that come from Texas. Now, I guess they get on airplanes and fly to these games in Texas. And you got another team out of York, Pennsylvania called the Revolution. That's interesting that Skeeters, man, their road games are tough because they got a lot of traveling to do. The only team that's really out of the area. So very interesting. That's a grinding schedule for that team. I don't know if anybody noticed that the Yankees, Didi Gregorius was the AL Player of the Week this week. And, man, that guy is on fire. Hold on. I'm giving you the wrong stats here. Wrong stats there. I'll give you all his numbers here. This is what he did during the week. He had 7 runs scored. He hit a double. He had 4 home runs. He had 10 RBIs, 3 walks, which is unbelievable. I mean, this guy has become the superstar of the New York Yankees. And people were comparing him to Jeter. It's a little early to do that when, he's only a third-year player. So let's not get into the comparisons. But, man, the guy, a rookie they just called up. He's a phenom pitcher that they're depending on in the macro in the future. But they're bringing him up. And they did bring up last week Ronald Acuna Jr., who's already starting to do his thing in the major leagues. And it's just great to see the Mets and the Braves starting to fight it out there in the National League East. Let's take a look at the standings real quick in Major League Baseball. We've got in the American League East, we got Boston with a 3-game lead over the Yankees, followed by Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Baltimore. Cleveland's on top of the Central with a 4-game Major League Baseball. We'll take a look at the leaders in Major League Baseball. In the American League, Gregorius leads the league with 368 in average. Home runs, right back.
Hi, this is Jonathan Friedman.
It's not a duck sign K-Rod.
What's that?
Remember K-Rod?
Yeah.
Duck sign them, I saw.
How old was that guy? Is that the guy who beat up his wife there when he was with the Mets? Yeah, I thought so.
From all the traditional media to the practically limitless digital and social platforms that are available, making it harder than ever for businesses to get their message in front of the right audience. Well, at SCG, we help our clients strengthen their relationships, reputations, and brands by integrating in public relations.
Your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-407-4143. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a non-profit organization that helps the visually impaired.
Rich Eisen.
To the turnpike.
Of the United States, we get into the low and mid-80s, and it only warms up even further into Thursday, even though we do see an increase in clouds late. Highs still get to the mid-upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Chris Castellano on 1450 WCTC.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Tuesday. Give me a call on the Ocean County College call-in line, 732-545-9282. That's 732-545 WCTC. Hardaway's game around taught him to play defense, and that is the responsibility of Coach Bud, they call him, Mike Budenhauser, who made Hardaway a much better player. Matter of fact, sent him to the D-League for weeks upon weeks at times because he needed to learn to play defense and team defense, and came back halfway through the year for the Hawks that year and had an outstanding season, and that's why he got that big contract with the Knicks at that $70 million over 4 or 5 years. So I know they used free agents in the upcoming free agent market. So they draft, and that's what they take care of. For example, I saw one team that knows that one of their good players is going to leave in free agency because there's too many players at that position, and they went ahead and drafted another running back to fill him when they lose him to free agency because you can't pay everybody. That's what the cap does, but that's what makes things competitive. So that's what the Knicks job looks like right now. Should be interesting, and hopefully Dolan and ownership and whatever. And if you have a good, solid GM and a coach that work together, listening to Talking Sports on a Tuesday, I'm John Friedman. Have a great week, everybody.